Daniil Medvedev must have felt on top of the world back in January 2022. He had beaten Djokovic merely months ago to win his first Grand Slam at the US Open, beating an all-time great in the process. And now he was 2 sets to love up in the Australian Open final against another all-time great in Rafael Nadal. And he had triple break point in that third set. And yet he went to go on to lose in 5 to Nadal. And a few weeks later, Nadal beat him in Acapulco. So now Rafa had beaten him twice on his best surface. And then on, Daniil had an extremely troublesome year. He was unable to defend his Masters 1000 points in the North American hardcourts, nor his US Open win, both by losing to Nick Kyrgios, of whom he had beaten earlier in the year. He was knocked out of the Paris Masters in the first round, losing to Alex de Minaur, a tournament who he'd won in 2020 and made the final in 2021. He didn't win a single match at the ATP finals either. This caused his ranking to plummet from world number 1 to barely in the top 10. He did, however, win a couple of titles in Los Cabos and Vienna, and it looked like a turning point in his season. Yet, this was always followed by poor showings, like by losing first round to Stan Wawrinka in the Moseley Open. He couldn't play Wimbledon either, and he couldn't win a single grass court tournament in any of the lead-up events that he played, eventually imploding in a match against Hubert Hurkacz, where he was arguing with his coach, whose coach eventually stormed off the court. Even at the beginning of this year, he lost to Sebastian Korda in the AO, so it just seemed that he hadn't been the same mentally since that Nadal loss. The fact that he was so close to winning his second consecutive Grand Slam, but failed to do so, must have really taken a toll on him. As well as this, top players have seemingly figured out how to play Medvedev better now, because he's getting more losses on his favourite surface being hardcourt. People are exploiting the weakness of that really deep, far back return position by serve and volleying in his matches. I've seen with Djokovic in the 2021 Paris final, or Medvedev playing Tsitsipas in the hardcourts before North America, and Kyrgios and Korda also exploiting this. But in the last 2 weeks, things seemingly have changed. He's won back-to-back tournaments in Rotterdam and now in Qatar, with very good wins against Sinner, 2 against Felix Auger-Aliassime and Andy Murray. He looks like the Medvedev of old, who would get every ball, hit deep, precise backhands and rarely miss. Now I know it's quite early to ask if Medvedev is back, because you can't judge a player on a few weeks of form, otherwise Felix Auger-Aliassime would have been the best player ever back when he won 3 titles in 3 weeks, or Casper Ruud would have been the best clay court ever by winning 3 ATP 250s in a row back in 2021. But I feel like these are more confidence boost winnings than anything else, and hopefully Medvedev can use this confidence and great ground stroke play that he was using in these last couple of weeks to propel him forward this season and potentially reach his 2021 level again, and maybe have better showings at the Grand Slam this year or next year. So that was my piece on why Medvedev could be back and he could return to his former self. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe, check out these other videos. Take care and peace.